Not as much as I used to.
No?
No.
Did you do the indoor exercise again?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You on your bike yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, just up in the north so far. I've been to Bethel twice. But you gotta hit it just right. You gotta be early or else the traffic. The Sunday River employees are not heading to work.
I missed all that. One day when David got his haircut in Bethel, people were saying, yeah, don't even try and go to the transfer station on a weekend. You can't get there. It'll take hours. It really happened.
Tonight's the first time we're going to be broadcast live.
Oh, wow.
How you been? Nancy says you have an e-bike that you're using. So you take all your equipment up, then I guess it gets a lot smaller nowadays.
GoPro rather than take one big camera.
So that's
first it goes to YouTube.
okay.
We set up a channel just for Newry. All the selectmen's meetings, planning meetings,
How long is that?
just this week.
Oh,
This is it. The maiden voyage.
Can you tell how many people have logged in?
Yeah. morning, it was nice like sitting there, get up, and that's the live stream.
So it's equipment. How about, do you have to pay YouTube or anything? Or?
No, we've got a
So is this Wi-Fi or is this? So we're looking at cell towers, right? That goes from here to a cell tower.
and luckily there's one right there.
Right. So we did the valley.
Yeah, I know it's fast. I can remember when the
Oh, Telstar.
was a big deal.
Big crowd.
State of Maine. Greetings. In the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby directed to notify and warn the inhabitants of the town of Newry in the said county and state, qualified by law to vote in town affairs, and to notify and warn inhabitants to meet at the Bear Range Hall 6 o'clock in the evening to act on the following articles, 1 through 40, as set out below, to wit. Article 1 is to choose a moderator by secret ballot to preside at said meeting. Any nominations for moderator?
I nominate Vern Maxwell.
Can we have a written ballot, please? Two would be great. We got two. Got two? There are my box here. At all? 40 box is now closed. What do you call it? Is he a box? It's not closed.
I do it again.
Yes. We have 2 votes for Vern Maxfield. Yeah. Vern? Meeting adjourned. Please raise your right hand. I, Vern Maxfield, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof. I, Vern Maxfield, do swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent upon me as moderator of this meeting according to the Constitution and law of the state. One. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
We're here again,
We are.
and I gotta tell you that this is a huge crowd compared to Gilead. In March in Gilead, we had 7 people at town meeting, but it was the night of that big snowstorm in March. So they had good reason, but Rose and I were the only 2 there, I think, that weren't part of the inner group. But anyway, just something to chuckle about. And praise you guys up for coming out. It's still an important thing to do. It's where we can have the most say. Anyway, Article 2, and I see the money is after the article, so when you make a motion, you would say at the amount of 273,485 or as written, just so that we don't have to go back. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I took it, Joelle, to have done this. Could I have a motion to allow Joelle Corey to speak tonight as needed? She's a non-resident. Could I have a motion?
Allow to speak.
Thank you. Second? Second. Anybody in favor? Oh. Anybody opposed? Okay, Joelle, you're allowed to speak.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else non-voting that may want to speak during the meeting? Guess we're all set then. I would like your approval to use the main moderator's manual if we have anything that comes up that we need to find out more information about. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I guess of all my housekeeping things, those are the only ones pertinent tonight. So we will move on. Article 2, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the administration and salaries. The recommendation is $373,485. Do I have a motion, please?
Move Article 2 as printed.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question or discussion on Article 2? Not seeing or hearing anything, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 2 as read and presented, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 2 is approved as presented. Article 3, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for ambulance service. The recommendation is $17,215. Do I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we raise the $17,215.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Been moved and seconded.
Second.
Thank you. Any question or comment on Article 3?
Is it still Medicare?
Yes.
Very good. Anything else? If not, I ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 3 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 3 is approved as presented. Article 4, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the assessor's expense. The recommendation is $13,000. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we raise $13,000.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 4? Not seeing any then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 4 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 4 is approved as presented. Article 5, shall the town authorize the selectmen to carry forward unexpended balance of $4,700 for the maintenance of the cemetery? The recommendation is that it should pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, pass.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 5? Not seeing any then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 5 as presented, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 5 is approved as presented. Article 6, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the committees and boards. The recommendation is $20,350. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we raise the $20,350.
Have a second? Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
What committees and boards are we talking about?
Good question.
Planning board, school board, appeals board, health officer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else on Article 6? Thank you. Not seeing anything, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 6 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 6 is approved as amended. Article 7, shall the town authorize the selectmen to carry forward the unexpended balance of $2,500 from the recreation account and give it to the town of Bethel Recreation for Newry kids. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, pass.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 7? Yes?
Yeah. How does it benefit the moving kids? Is there, what the family has to pay?
The family has to pay some, there's insurance that has to.
Okay, so this basically goes into the pot to help everybody,
Well,
in a sense.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yep.
That's what I know. Okay.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to that.
Good question. Anything else? Not seeing anything then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 7 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 7 is approved as presented. Article 8, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for community assistance. It's recommended to pass. You can see the list, and I will not read it unless you want me to. Could I have a motion for all?
Motion that we raise the $33,736.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 8?
We did receive a lot of requests this year. We did have 3 new ones, the Bethel Historical Society, which I think was a great idea. The Cancer Resource Center of Western Maine, and they help Newry people in particular. This money will be for Newry residents. And then the Oxford County Mental Health, I believe theirs is the same thing, will help Newry residents.
Good.
I have
Yes.
a question, probably better for you. Is the camp scholarships $500? I know we have a lot of littles in the area now. Is that going to be enough for what you might perceive for camp
Usually we only have
scholarships?
2 kids that use them, so.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Bethel Library, how much was that last year? We might have.
I think it was the same. Yeah, same as last year, 6,000.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
What is age friendly?
That's you.
It's a program. If you come here on Tuesdays, you can do the Tai Chi with them. They have a walking group that goes at Gould. They'll take you for rides to doctor's appointments. If you need a welfare check, they'll help you do that. They're pretty good.
Okay. You never cool.
You know.
You're probably not old
No
enough.
problem.
Anything else on Article 8? If not, I ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 8 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 8 is approved as presented. Article 9, to see if the town will vote to appropriate money received from the cable franchise agreement to the Western Maine Access Television Channel 11. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion? Thank you.
Pass.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 9? Mr. Martin?
Yes, I'd just like to make an explanation that tonight's meeting is live broadcast over YouTube and will be available on our regular cable station tomorrow morning. 4 years ago, I had a seizure which set the whole progress of Western Hills Access Television back. But fortunately, my son had worked for my brother at the W.H.A.T station, so he was able to step in and get the station back on track. And so we've been able to set up to do town of Bethel meetings, which has proved to be extremely beneficial, especially in controversial issues, because so many rumors get started, people can go back and say, well, this is what was said. So, it's the only place in the country where you can get public access to live events unedited. So, we're glad that Town of Newry would support us. Hey.
Thank you, Brooke. Any question on Article 9? Not seeing and hearing any, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 9 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 9 is approved as presented. Article 10, to formally make known that Western Hills Area Television is seeking volunteers to operate a camera to record and live stream, when possible, town government meetings. Western Hills Area Television staff will provide full handouts on equipment, training, and handle all post-production. It's recommended that this would pass. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to pass.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? Brooke?
Yes, Because 4 years ago, I had a seizure because I was going in every direction trying to get the station up and running, I realized that I was overextending myself. So I'm looking for help. We've got everything streamlined, so basically it's coming in, turning it on, monitoring it, make sure that we've got a signal. So we're looking for volunteers. It's pretty interesting, the whole process, and we're willing to train anybody, so thanks.
Thank you. Anything more on Article 10? Yes, your vote. All those in favor of Article 10 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 10 is approved as presented. Article 11, to see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to borrow or appropriate from unappropriated surplus the sum of not more than $2,000 to be used as they deem advisable to meet unanticipated expenses and emergencies that occur during fiscal year 2023-2024.
Sure, Article 11 approved.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any question on 11?
Is that enough money?
Is that enough money?
Yes, it has been in the past.
Yep. Anything else? Not seeing anything then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 11 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 11 is approved as presented. Article 12, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for drainage hall maintenance. $13,100 is the recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we raise it $13,100.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 12? Yes, sir.
Anything in particular it'll cover?
Pardon?
Anything in particular that it covers, or just?
It's just miscellaneous, upkeep, mowing, electricity, heat, cleaning. No big projects here this year.
Did that include replacing the ramp?
That's under a budget, but yes, there is money for that. That is at the budget.
Yes, sir.
I see we had some work done on the side here, what was that?
That was a septic, it froze up last winter. Year ago, year ago, yeah, see what last winter before. Time's gone by too fast.
Anything else? If not then, Section 10, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 12 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 12 is approved as presented. Article 13, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for highways and bridges. The recommendation is $504,909. Do I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise the $504,909.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 13? Yes, sir.
What work needs to be done on the roads and bridges?
We have $138,000 for the winter roads, $29,000 for the salt and sand. Street signs is $37,500. Summer roads is $297,409. That's paving, Wheel Road and Monty Brook. And hopefully doing a parking lot for us at the town office so we can park on the side where we do in the winter time. And $3,000 is miscellaneous for who knows what can come up.
Light pole, how much was that again?
There's new signs. That's all signs for the town. We have to buy street signs for other places and we have 3 new town signs.
The last time I knew, we only had one outside light that we were paying for.
Yeah, this isn't lights.
Okay.
No.
Yes, sir.
I see the next article is 200,000 for repair of Simmons Brook Bridge. Why hasn't it lumped into the bridges on Article 13?
Because we thought it was such a hefty sum, we'd like a different explanation, so we kept it separate.
Anything else on Article 13, highways and bridges? If Not then, I call for your vote. All those in favor of Article 13 as presented, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 13 is approved as presented. Article 14, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for repair of the Simons Brook Bridge. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise it $200,000.
Second the motion.
It's moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? Yes.
Where is that bridge? I've lived here all my life, never heard of it.
Joel, would you like to?
Come
Sure.
on.
Simon's Bridge, or Simmons, depending on how you pronounce that word, is out just before Yates property on Sunday River Road.
And it's what Alan's house.
Yep. Okay.
I suspect that you would not find a D in the spelling of that brook. Either it's Simmons or Simons.
Simmons.
It's Simmons?
Simmons is always what used to be.
Yes. I always get confused because I believe it has two N's in it as well, but it does not have a D.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
The explanation of why we gotta put a new deck on it now, like, because when we had the road engineered and built, the water run onto it in the winter time, it splashed into the center crack, froze, and broke the deck apart. So that's why we're spending money to get it redone. It's been there 50-something years with nothing done to it. And the year after the road was elevated, the water run onto it. Now we're in it for $200,000 fix.
We also have an abutment that's being undermined by the river, so, and we have to have special contractors that are allowed to work in the water per shoreline zoning.
Do you have an estimate for those repairs, or that's just a guesstimate?
It's a guesstimate right now. We have an engineer working on a cost estimate, but we wanted to put money in this year's budget so we would be covered.
Anything further? Not seeing anything, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 14 as read and discussed, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 14 is approved as presented. Article 15, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the purpose of paying fees or charges required for membership in the Maine Municipal Association property and casualty risk pool and other town insurance costs. The recommendation is $120,200. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion that we raise $120,200.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 15? Not seeing or hearing any, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 15 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 15 is approved as presented. Article 16, the same sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for operation and maintenance of the municipal building. The recommendation is $40,300. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to raise the $40,300.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions on Article 16? Yes?
Same as the green, just the mowing and the electric.
That, we're gonna put in heat pumps in the meeting room side and Joel's office. We have them on the other side that was voted on last year.
Thank you. Anything else on Article 16? Seeing none, I'd call for your vote. All those in favor of Article 16 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 16 is approved as presented. Article 17, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for operation and maintenance of the fire department. The recommendation is $128,547. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise $128,347.
547, right?
$547.
Okay, good.
But I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 17? Yes, yes.
This one covered.
What does this one cover?
It's covering the, all the equipment. They have to buy new turnout gear. Some of them needed new boots, gloves, updating equipment, their operations and maintenance, trainings, gas, basic, electricity, phones, pagers, radios. Yeah, do it, so it's off.
How many volunteers we have now?
8.
None.
None. So feel free to join if you'd like to join up.
Wow, the women outnumber the men?
Just saying.
$9 a piece. Okay, all those in favor of Article, unless there's anything else? You didn't ask that. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of Article 17, to raise and appropriate money for the operation and maintenance of the fire department, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 17 is approved as presented. Article 18, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for sanitation to pay all fees and membership charges for the Tri-Town Solid Waste. $221,500 is the recommendation. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise $221,500.
Thank you.
You second that?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions on Article 18? Yes.
We passed an ordinance that all contractors are supposed to have dumpsters now, right? If it's over a certain price.
Yeah, we did, and some of them are getting around that by getting burn permits and burning their clean wasted lumber and burning it on site.
If I catch them, I'll put a stop to that.
We're meeting with Bethel, trying to change the fees for the stickers, construction debris, and all that stuff, because trash is getting very costly. We used to get paid for these recyclables, but you don't anymore,
Right.
so. In fact, I went up about 6 to 7% this year, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know if the recyclables actually get recycled?
They have the cardboard part, when you go to the transfer station. They have a compactor for the cardboard. The other one is household trash.
It's cardboard and everything else.
Well, I don't know, I don't know what else goes in that bin, but that's recyclable stuff. When they haul it, I couldn't tell you what they do with it when they take it. That's out of my control.
Anything else on Article 18? If no, I'll call for your vote. All those in favor of Article 18 as presented, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 18 is approved in the amount of $221,500. Article 19, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for street lights. The recommendation is $1,200. Can I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise it to $1,200.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 19?
Sure.
Yes.
Has anyone looked into a changing of the lights to LED lights? Would
They
that-
already are.
Oh, great.
Been done for almost 2 years, I think.
So how many are there?
Yes. 5 or 6. Yeah, right there. Yeah, there's 5 or 6, there's not too many.
Yeah.
But they are LED, because I checked into that when I came back.
Good. Anything else on Article 19? Not seeing or hearing anybody, I'll call for your vote. All those in favor of Article 19 as presented, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 19 is approved as presented. Article 20, shall the town authorize the selectmen to carry forward unexpended balances as they deem necessary, all other unexpended balances to lapse to the fund balance. It's recommended to pass. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to pass.
Thank you. Been moved and seconded. Any question? Yes, sir.
How much money is in the fund balance?
Fund balance?
Undesignated. Unexpended.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in the unexpected?
Unexpended, yep.
Unexpended. So we don't know how much is in the fund balance?
I don't have that in front of me.
And what is the fund balance used for?
Everything. It's like the general fund.
What it is, if you said something was $1,000 and you only spent 800 of it, that 200 is part of that.
So it's a makeup fund?
Sort of,
Yeah.
leftovers or whatever, yeah.
They all roll back into the general fund.
Thank you. Anything else on Article 20? Not seeing anything then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 20 as read and discussed, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 20 is approved as presented. Article 21, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for digitizing Town of Newry tax maps and revising the paper maps. It's recommended to be approved. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise $5,000.
Second it.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 21? Not seeing any then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 21 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 21 is approved as presented. Article 22, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the Sunday River Schoolhouse account. The recommendation is $4,000. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise it $4,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 22? Yes.
What's that cover?
It's for the mowing and repairs at the schoolhouse. Need to do something with the steps. What else we got?
The steps, the shed door, and the roof on the shed. The shed that's behind the schoolhouse.
There's a couple curb woods that are loosened up the whole along.
Yeah.
More than a couple.
Well,
Good. Yes.
This schoolhouse, that's that one room schoolhouse, it's on Sunday River Road,
Yes,
Yes.
so it needs repair.
yes.
Well, that includes beautiful flower boxes.
If somebody wants to volunteer to be on our Sunday River Schoolhouse Committee.
I go flower shopping.
But we'll try to get flowers for them.
Well, I put the ones that are over here, I can put them over there if you want me to.
And you can do it and.
Right, yeah, she did a great job.
She did.
Thank you. Anything further on Article 22? If not, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 22 as read and discussed, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 22 is approved as presented. Article 23, to see what action the town wishes to take regarding allowing the selectmen to spend up to 10% of the capital improvement account without seeking prior town approval. I recommend this passes. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion for it to pass.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 23? Yes.
How much money is funding is in the capital improvement account?
If we can
10% of what?
Let's see. Don't know what I'm talking about. So. $187,000.
Anything further on Article 23? Yes, Greg.
Article 23 sort of go with Article 11. If you go back, the town can take money and pay emergency expenses and something like that.
Article 11 is for the unappropriated. It's a different account, right?
Yeah.
Two different kinds.
Yeah. That's all. It's different accounts. You know, you can have different accounts for everything.
Very good. Anything further on Article 23? If not, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 23 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? One opposed. Article 23 is approved as presented. Article 24, to see if the town will allow the selectmen to sell or dispose of any town property with a value of not more than $2,000 under such terms and conditions as they deem advisable. Is recommended.
Move Article 24 as read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 24? Yes?
What happens to the town Newry signs that you're going to replace?
What happens to the town?
The old town centers.
The old town.
You're replacing those, correct?
Yes.
Do they have a value? What happens to them?
We'll probably keep one for historical, and then, I don't know, a couple of them are worth saving, they've been repaired a couple times, so.
Yeah, they're like a particle plywood.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Anything else on that? Yes.
So you're asking for a value of not more than $2,000. Who determines the value as being not more than $2,000?
Well, it depends what we have to sell, you know, if we had, like, one of these tables or something, we'd see what we paid for it or whatever, but.
All right, so when it says town property, it doesn't mean real estate, real property?
No.
Okay, just items.
No, just items.
Good questions. Anything else? Seeing nothing else, then I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 24 as read and explained, please raise your hand. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 24 is approved as presented. Article 25, to see if the town will vote to fund the following capital reserve accounts with undesignated reserve funds. The town building reserve fund, $75,000, and the fire department reserve account, $25,000. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass.
It's been moved and seconded to pass. Any question on Article 25? Yes.
What exactly does the reserve account, what's it set up for?
So like if we have a well issue or a septic issue, we would have extra funds, we would have funds we could take out of there if we had to replace a roof suddenly because of a storm or whatever. That's what these reserve funds would be for. And it's for all town buildings.
Is this done annually?
Yeah.
So there's money in the account that hasn't been spent?
Actually, no, it's in the red. The town buildings reserve is in the red.
Yes, sir.
Well, wasn't the reserve account for the fire department supposed to be an account that we added to every single year to build up funds in case we needed to buy something?
Yep.
And that still happens?
Yes.
And so in the reserve account for the fire department, what do we have in that?
$189,430.19.
Anything else? Good questions. If not, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 25 as read and discussed, please indicate by raising your hand. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 25 is approved as presented. Article 26, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate for the Forest Fire Reserve account. $5,000 is the recommendation. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise the $5,000.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 26? Seeing none then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 26 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 26 is approved as presented. Article 27, to see if the town will vote to appropriate money received from the registrations and fines of dogs to enforce the animal control laws. Recommended to pass. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to pass.
Thank you.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions? Yes?
Who does enforce the animal control law?
We have Sue Milligan right now, but she plans on retiring. So if you know of anybody that would like to apply for the position, all the towns are looking for someone. We're going to a meeting in Rumford tomorrow, Wednesday.
Which shelter does Newry generally send the animals to? Or
Which?
Harvest Hills.
Is it Harvest Hills?
Harvest Hills.
Harvest Hill?
Out on the bridge, good farther along.
Anything further? If not, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 27 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 27 is approved as presented. Article 28, to see if the town will vote to use the overlay for abatements on taxes. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to pass.
Thank you. Seconded. Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 28? Yes,
What does that mean?
what does that mean?
When we do tax commitment, you have what you call an overlay after they've gone through all the figures of real estate, personal property, what we have to, what we vote on tonight adds in, and then what we receive from the state, they take out, and there's an overlay that's supposed to, you can only have a certain percentage.
Up to 5%.
5%, so. And usually you don't have that many abatements.
Anything further? If not, then I'd ask you to vote on Article 28. All those in favor of Article 28 is read, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 28 is approved as presented. Article 29, to see if the town will vote to charge interest on taxes not paid before a certain date and establish the date and rate of interest received, annual rate of 8%, on taxes not paid before September 30th and March 31st, 2 installment payments. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion for it to pass.
Thank you.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions?
Kevin, what was the interest last year?
6%, it's set by the state.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't give it the hat.
You're welcome. If there's nothing else, all those in favor of Article 29 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 29 is approved as presented. Article 30, to see if the town will vote to set the interest rate to be paid on the town on abated taxes at 3% for the fiscal year. It's recommended to pass.
Make a motion to pass.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question? Seeing none, we ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 30 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 30 is now approved as presented. Article 31, to see if the town will vote to authorize the tax collector or treasurer to accept prepayments of taxes not yet committed and set the rate of interest at 0% for overpayments pursuant to Title 36 NRSA subsection 506. It's recommended to pass.
Make a motion to pass.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? Seeing none, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 31 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 31 is approved as presented. Article 32, to see what sum of money the town will raise and appropriate to the Newry Community Church operations. $1,500 is the recommendation. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to raise the $1,500.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions? Yes?
Why don't we hold off on this one there to see if we're gonna sell the building, or?
This is regular maintenance, so we figured we'd put this one first, because we're still gonna have to mow the grass if whatever we do.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything further? Seeing none, then I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 32 as read, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 32 is approved as presented. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to sell the Newry Community Church building and land. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass.
I'll second.
Thank you. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion, question? Yes, Brooke.
Yes, unfortunately, this was decided at the one meeting last year that I didn't record. So I don't know what the discussion was, because the tape I received was unintelligible. So I don't know why we came to this decision. If you remember how this whole issue started, back during COVID, I requested the town to use the church for a baptism. It was deemed by the town administrator at that time it was unsafe. I want to ask you, how many of you have been underneath the church? Raise your hand. You?
I have not been on
You? Okay. There's no indication that any of the engineers have been underneath the church that made any of the estimates that were done. To me, this is a rushed judgment. This is the historical building. The proposal and the estimate that were received was totally out of the ballpark. This building was traditionally used for 1 hour a week for a church service. It never used to use or need modern facilities. People planned on it. So, for the town to require all of the requirements that have been deemed necessary is totally unrealistic. I would urge the town to defeat this and to reestablish the committee that had discussions, had disagreements, but we were making progress. The previous town administrator pulled the rug out from under us with no discussion. The previous present administration hasn't really given it serious thought for the historical significance of the Newry Community Church. So I would urge my citizens to defeat this article. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just want to say, I wasn't here when all that took place, as you all know. I was told it was unsafe. We had an engineer come. We have a copy of his proposal. If anybody wants to see it, it's been at the select board's meetings. The church is owned by the town now. It's not owned by church. It's not run as a church, and it hasn't been since the town took it, what, 2018? If the town's going to keep it, we've got to keep the upkeep. Just like this building, they're all costly. Are you going to use it? You're going to rent it? What are you going to do with it? Yeah, I got married there the first time. I've done weddings there. It's small. It's not big. There's no parking. That's a big safety issue. As for the foundation and stuff, that I don't know. That's why we hired an engineer.
Well, didn't you post a video of you and Jim Sisko under the building?
Yes.
Okay, and it kind of showed that some of the stuff was unsafe?
Yes, but they gave you an estimate of under $1,000 to fix it, but you required insurance without any discussion on it.
Yeah, we do need insurance for anybody that doesn't.
But there was no discussion on it.
Yeah.
It was a done deal.
But that's all hindsight.
I know.
We can't change that.
That's why we're here,
That's
trying
right.
to sell it for some outrageous price.
No, we're here to decide if the town wants to keep it or sell it. If you want to keep it, you vote yes, you want to keep it. If you don't, you vote no. And I did get an estimate on to sell it, and she said the fair market value at this point is $90,000. This is all public knowledge, and this is why we're here.
And it was a gift to the town, correct? It was the gift to the town.
Well, the town voted. You had to vote to accept it.
Well, it was a gift, so why would the town make a profit over on a building that was gifted?
Then we would, what do we give it away? We can't.
Give it to a organization that would use it as a
Vote
church.
down tonight, and then we can talk about it again, but you can't do this.
I'd like to clarify something. The state of Maine requires any public building to have a bathroom if it's going to be rented. No, just like this one does. It has to have a bathroom, which means it has to have a septic. And DOT does not want us parking on the road. So we have a half acre to work with. It is a tight space.
There's a town road within 50 feet of the building.
And with a bunch of private property owners that may or may not want people parking on that road.
So burn it.
The steps are actually in the town right away, the state right away from the road. Right away, about that far from the front of the building.
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Brenda, go ahead.
Joel, does that building have a bathroom?
It does not have a bathroom. We don't even have an outhouse out back.
Did you have a question?
Is there room to put a foundation right behind that building?
There's room enough for frost walls. There's ledge We would spend more money to blast, to put in a full foundation, but yes, we can move it back.
Frost wall would be fine, front way.
Yeah, frost wall, septic system, and the well have all been laid out, and the engineer included that in his cost estimate.
That would give the town a little bit of parking space there.
A little, but it's not designed correctly, because you can't back out on Route 26.
Why wouldn't that be grandfathered? Because of a historical use.
It's not historical. It's historical to the town of Newry, but it doesn't hit any historical register markers, sadly.
I got one here.
Let's be.
When was the last time that building was used for anything?
It
I
was
did a
used
wedding, I did a wedding.
for a wedding.
Yeah, I did a wedding in whenever Amber got married. 2 years ago.
Amber Brook.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Wasn't when the engineers did it, and that like 20 or 25 people, it was all it was supposed to hold at the time when they engineered it?
No,
No. I was thinking because of the rock wall underneath there in one spot, they limited it to.
I'd have to look at Bo Bowden's report. This engineer didn't look at that.
no, of course not.
Sir?
Do you really want to spend $210,000 on a building that you don't know what the purpose is gonna be?
that's why we're asking. That's why we're here.
I was part of the Newry Church Committee, and we hashed it out. We went over the same thing 20 times, and we never actually came up with a purpose for the building, other than an occasional happening, an occasional use.
Well, on my end of it, I figure if we kept it, fix it up, if we rent it for weddings, you're gonna have to go about $300. Just like here, we rent this for $100 for residents, $200 for non, it's not even enough to cover your electricity cost and cleaning. So if we're gonna keep it, we're gonna have to rent it.
Why did the town take it in the first place?
Well, that's a good question, all depends on who shows up at town meeting, bro. You know that.
So you can rent it without a septic and bathroom?
We have to get it.
You can't even rent it.
So right now you can't rent it
Right now
because
we
it
can't
doesn't
rent
have those
So
things.
there's no income you could have really?
No, not the way it is, not from what I was told.
Right.
I'm going by what I was told.
Yes.
If you put a porta potty in it, does that qualify for being able to rent it?
It does not for a commercial use. Commercial meaning the general public's allowed to assemble in it. The porta potty doesn't meet that standard. Not on a every weekend basis. If we're gonna have something that we're gonna rent out, I think they're gonna want better than a green porta john out back.
Brad?
How much land went with that? 'Cause Suzanne Hayna, several years ago, said something about Mary gave so much.
About a half an acre.
It's exactly a half acre.
Half an acre, yeah.
Within square feet, yeah.
Yes.
All the time we were doing the committee, we were told that it was a non-compliant lot. Is it still a non-compliant lot?
Technically, it's a legal, non-conforming lot, yes.
So what does,
Yeah, what's
what does that mean?
Per our ordinances, you have to get specific variances in order to like put in parking, to add the stairs. We have to move the building back. We are in the state right away. We can't work on this building the way it is. Back when it was adopted, when it was gifted, that half acre met the ordinance. It does not any longer. The ordinance has changed. Yeah.
If someone were to purchase that and do something with it and then build, what's our zoning? Do people have to have an acre? Is it half an acre? What is it? What is?
It can be sold as a legal non-conforming lot, but they're still going to, even if they want to run farmer's market, let's say from there, they're still going to need a septic and a place for the public.
No, I understand that, but if somebody were buying it for a personal residence,
Yeah.
and what does Newry require? Is it an acre to be able to build? I don't even know.
It is an acre now, yes, depending on which district you're in, because we have zoning. The
Okay,
resort
so what
district's a different
purpose would
size.
that be for somebody to buy it if you can't even do
Nope.
anything with it?
Because it's a legal non-conforming lot, we're allowed to sell it, and they're allowed to like build on the same footprint, but they still have to have a septic and a well.
Right, correct, so they couldn't really demolish the building and put another one.
They can, and on the same square
On a
footage.
half an acre lot?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's just,
Good discussion. Anything else? Yes, sir.
What was historically, if you will, What was the occasion that that was donated to the town?
It wasn't being used anymore. They didn't have a minister.
Conservation.
Oh, yeah, congregation. They met, and then they had a church committee, and that dwindled down to 2 people.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't feasible for them to do the maintenance on it. So they offered to gift it to the town for $1, I think.
My opinion is, you know, I don't even know where the building is, to tell you the truth. But it would seem to me that we've got a small town with a budget of, what, $3 million some odd dollars, and to spend, you know, 7% of that to rebuild a church, which is then not going to give you any type of an income. And the fact that why should a small town be involved in a business of running wedding receptions or whatever? It just seems really silly, and you should just sell it as is to whomever we pay for it and put it in the general fund. Period.
I was gonna make a suggestion, why don't we table it, and I like it, if it's all it's gonna cost us to maintain it is mow the lawn this summer and look into it some more, and next year, one way or the other, keep it or
But
get rid of it.
we've been doing that.
The foundation needs some work.
Yeah, I know that.
So, I talked earlier, Dave, just to give you an example, if you keep it, hope to raise it over 10,000, the town sends out about 2,300 tax bills a year, and if every tax bill was the same, that's an average of $91 a piece to raise that kind of money. But as we all know, not everybody's properties are the same, values the same, so a lot of us aren't gonna pay that much per resident. Fix that bill up. As a non-voting resident of Newry, can I have permission to speak?
Permission?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Opposed?
I'm Jeff Fleet. I lived this on the river all my life. I live beside Hanover now, but I work for the Maine DOT. And the parking, according to that church, you're probably not going to get permission to park within their right of way. So you're going to lose a huge chunk out front that you're going to be able to use for nothing.
Good point.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tear it down. Well, rather than tear it down, this building itself, I understand, historically was a half a mile down the road. Did anyone ever thought of moving that building to another location?
I talked about moving it down here,
Yeah.
on this lot.
There's one thing about it, 51 wires that have to be disconnected, move it, you'll cut the roof off one or the other.
Maybe cut off the,
Okay.
Can we move the question?
It's been, I did have a motion to move the question. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded to move the question. That means end the discussion and vote. All those in favor?
Reread the question,
I
please.
will. Yeah. All those in favor of ending the discussion? Okay. Keep them up. Okay.
Keep it up.
Those opposed, ending the discussion. Okay, we've ended the discussion. The question is, and I'm going to read the question and then call for your vote. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to sell the Newry Community Church building and land. All those in favor, please indicate. Thank you. Hold them up. We need to count them.
Keep them up, folks. I can't see you from behind. Eddie, are you voting?
Put your card up.
Now you gotta pull the yellow paper up.
Pull it up there.
Wait, hold it up, fine.
Hold it up there, Ed.
Put it up.
Put it up in the air so they can count it. There you go.
Yeah.
I counted 14?
I got 15.
Okay.
15. Do you want to stand up so we have an exact count?
Oh, count me, I'm counting.
People that voted, stand up.
3, 4, 6, 7. Maybe I didn't count myself. Are we good?
Ladies, are we good?
15?
15.
So 15 in favor of salary. Now those opposed, please stand.
That's a good one.
9.
Make your vote count, David. Make your vote count.
Okay, thank you.
Don't stand on the fence.
All set. 15 yes, 10 no, so the vote is to sell the Newry Community Church building. We do have Article 34. It does say to skip it, but I really need to have a vote on it to do it the way Maine Municipal wants things done. So I'm going to read it and just ask for the vote, and we can defeat it, and we can move on to 35. Article 34, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate an estimated cost for up to $210,000 for development and construction or renovation of the Newry Community Church building. All those in favor? All those opposed? Article 34 is defeated. Thank you for that. Article 35, see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to accept donations not to exceed $5,000 on behalf of the town. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to pass.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 35? Seeing none then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 35 is read, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 35 is approved as presented. Article 36, to see if the town will vote to allow the selectmen on behalf of the town to sell and dispose of any real estate acquired by the town for non-payment of taxes in the best interest of the town and to execute and deliver quitclaim deeds for such property. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion to pass.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 16? Yes.
Just what's the whole process for that?
36, thank you.
I'm just wondering what the whole
What the
process for
process?
that is. Like,
What's the process?
Oh,
To get it out to bid.
yeah, we have to go out to bid, we have to advertise for 2 or 3 weeks. And it's quite costly. Have to get the attorneys involved and try to find the previous homeowners. Knock on wood, we don't have too much here, I think I've only done it once. In there.
Any other questions? Not seeing any then, I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 36 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Any opposed? Article 36 is approved as presented. Article 37, see if the town will vote to appropriate money received from the registrations of snowmobiles and municipal snowmobile grants to the Windy Valley Snowmobile Club for the purpose of maintaining the snowmobile trails. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions on Article 37?
Where are they allowed to go?
From Newry Corner up to Branch Road and then to Andover, towards Bethel, over Mount Will.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else on Article 37? If not, then I'd ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 37 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 37 is approved as presented. Article 38, to see if the town will vote to use $200,000 of undesignated funds to offset taxes. It's recommended to pass. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any question on Article 38? Yes.
Yeah, 200,000, is that just for the residents, or that's for the billionaires that are building, 3, 4, 5, 6,000?
All goes in the same fund, all comes out of the same.
So everybody gets a discount?
Yeah.
Do we get a bigger discount because the church's gonna sell?
Maybe.
Then sold yet.
Questions?
Yes, sir.
What's an undesignated fund?
That's where the money goes that we haven't designated for anything. It's, we collect for taxes, and if we haven't spent it all, it's undesignated.
It's money that has not been specified for any purpose by the town. And so this is specifying $200,000 of it to reduce the tax limit.
Which usually it's done every year. Yeah, you vote on it every year.
Anything further? On Article 38? If not, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor of Article 38 as read and explained, please indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 38 is approved as presented. Article 39. Shall an ordinance entitled Food Sovereignty Ordinance be enacted? The recommendation is to pass. And take a motion. Been moved and seconded. I suspect this is where we will hear from. Correct.
No.
No?
Not
Okay.
my ordinance.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know if the lady that wanted it is even here. It's the blue paper that you all have.
What will this do for a citizen?
Pardon?
What will this do for a citizen?
Yeah, good question. Give it so you can sell your goods on the roadside.
Gives them, right, they can sell it without getting licensed, is that correct?
Yeah, license and inspection exemption.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, Lauren has a question.
Yes.
So do I understand that this conveys some rights which don't now exist, that expands some rights, which is atypical for an ordinance which usually limits rights? I guess my question goes to, is this a solution in search of a problem, or is it?
For some reason, it's the hot-going thing for most towns. Like the farm stands, the people that sell the baked goods at their farm stands with their eggs and all that stuff, they're the ones that push this. In fact, the lady that wanted it is up on the branch road.
And what it does is it allows local produce sellers, bakeries and whatever, to be able to sell their baked goods without having to be licensed by the state to do it.
The only two tests that are required if you're gonna bake in your home, I'm gonna come out and make sure your septic system is functioning, which I'm just gonna look for some pretty bluegrass and any smell. And then if that passes, you have to send your water, your well water into the state of Maine and get that tested and get a certificate back and file that with the state. Those would be the only two that I'm aware of. I'm not the state agricultural department, that they have to do in order to comply with this, and then they can put up a roadside stand and sell their bread.
Like the pie place up the road.
Pie Place is actually fully licensed because they have a commercial kitchen.
When they, on the back side of the section 7, when they talk about a face-to-face transaction, are they talking about you need to have one person sell them directly to the other person? Or if, I guess I need clarification on what that means. Because
I'm not sure, this was brought to us, I sent it to the attorney, and this was what they sent back to us. I'm assuming face-to-faces, you have it out there and they can buy it. I don't think you have to be present at the time, but that's my interpretation.
wish you were here.
What would be the repercussions to someone who was selling the side of the road if we didn't pass this ordinance?
I don't know if there could be an issue if, say, I made jam and I didn't say what was in it, and they got sick from something that was in it, I don't know.
But I think that would be the state. They
Yeah,
would file a claim, I think, with the state of Maine, agricultural or
Yeah.
food department,
yeah,
and they would come to that person and say, hey, your jam's unsafe.
yeah.
It's nothing that the town's gonna enforce.
So how will this benefit the town?
It won't, really.
How will it benefit someone who's selling beside the road?
They just get the freedom to do it without getting a license,
Yeah.
which, take that as you will, I don't know if.
So it's on record that the member of the planning board had issues with the way that this was written and didn't think that it would pass legal muster, so I would suggest that the town defeat this article at this time until the planning board can do a thorough review.
This doesn't have anything to do with the planning board.
No.
We didn't write this ordinance. It never came in front of us.
Well, couldn't the planning board weigh in on it?
I don't know why we would. There's no authority for us to.
Right, well, then if we don't need it, then defeat it.
Right.
Anything further? Yes, sir.
How many people do you think that it's gonna serve in our town? Do we have any?
No idea. We had one lady bring it to us, she was the one that requested it.
Yesterday, she's not
Can
here.
anyone speak in favor of us passing the ordinance? What benefit it might be? I think of, and I don't know if it's even fair to compare it, but there was a food sovereignty proposal within the whole state a year ago, and I know that has created a lot of controversy, particularly with interpretation of the Sunday hunting laws. As somebody, once it was passed, the state legislature passed it, and then another group said, oh, that had promoted Sunday hunting law said, well, food sovereignty, I now want to legally challenge the state's Sunday hunting regulations. So it created a whole nother volume of regulations, and I worry a little bit about this, just not knowing what the consequences are. If somebody could speak well of it and or against it, otherwise I feel like we probably shouldn't pass something that we don't know so much about.
It's too bad the sponsor isn't here to address it,
Yeah.
because we really don't know that much about it.
Yes.
I think Brenda raised a very good question, and that is what is face-to-face, and I think there's sufficient ambiguity in the ordinance with regard to just that piece alone, and I haven't really studied it, that I think that's a fatal flaw, and I vote against it.
Fair enough. Any further discussion? You ready for the vote? All those in favor of Article 39, which is an ordinance entitled Food Sovereignty Ordinance be enacted. All those in favor indicate. Thank you. Those opposed? Article 39 is defeated. Article 40. See if the town will vote by written ballot to permanently increase the property tax levy limit of $1,768,857 established for the town of Newry by the state law in the event that the municipal budget approved under the preceding articles will result in a tax commitment that is greater than the property tax levy limit. It's recommended to pass. Do I have a motion?
Motion to pass.
Thank you. Give a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any question or discussion? Yes.
Seems like this should have been the first article.
Yeah, that's
Well,
always.
that's not a question.
Well, thank you.
I do have a question. So everything that we voted to approve of on the dollar limits and totaling. And I'm saying if we out-totaled ourselves, we're going to raise more money from our tax rates to go up.
That's right. If you're ready to vote, I'd do have to have you do it by written ballot. I don't know if they've got some blank papers ready or not.
It's on here,
Is that you here?
I got them right here.
So I would,
Kristen, again, that up?
if you're ready, whoever would like to come in and vote, you can cast your ballot. It's just one of the things that the state says we have to do on this act. A yes vote allows the budget to increase, a no vote doesn't.
Sure. Am I allowed to do that?
Are you still recording? Are you still recording right now? Yes. Okay. I'll catch you
You're right, yeah. Good job.
While the voting was taking place, ballot box closed. Now we need to count the ballots. Yes, and 3 no. 2 no's. It is approved to increase the tax levy limit to the town of Newry for 2023. That being said, while we were voting, we had a request to ask if we could, if it was possible to revisit Article 33 and re-vote on whether or not we sell the Newry Community Church building and just leave it unsold, just sit there as it is today. Is that right?
Yes, please. Can I speak?
After we get a motion.
Okay.
I need a motion. I gotta have a motion to put it back on the floor, and it has to be approved by 2/3 vote of those here. So
Move approval.
we have it's been moved and seconded to revisit Article 33. All those in favor of revisiting? I gotta have a 2/3 to do it, which I don't have. Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
How
many are there?
You need to ask who's opposed, and many might abstain. 2/3 of the voting people.
Certainly, but we haven't got there yet. All those opposed to revisiting the article? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
How many do you have, Laura? Huh? How many do you have?
13, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had 13 no and 12 yes. Is that what you had?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, we can always stand again and redo it. If there's no answer. So all those in favor of going back and rediscussing the article, please stand. Okay, item 13 to revisit. Okay, yeah, we be seated, and those opposed to revisiting the article.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
That's a negative vote. When it's a tie, it's a negative vote. We do not revisit the article. But we'll try. Okay. Yes, sir.
May I make a recommendation to the selectmen, since it's such a tie vote and since it's such a small attendance, we gather a larger representation of the population on what to do with this historic property. That's a recommendation to the, it's just a recommendation to the selectmen, there's no vote required.
Well,
So noted. Are we all set? Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that. All in favor? Yep. Thank you for coming.
Hang on.
Hold on.
I don't know if all of you know, but I am running for re-election to the SAD 44 school board next month. I appreciate your ballot vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming tonight. Yes.
My name's Matt Allen, I'm his opponent. I appreciate it.